Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom of 2 boys, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing Beautiful Feet Books Around the World with Picture Books Part 1. Hello, I'm a speech language pathologist turned homeschool mom. I have a kindergartner and a preschooler, and for social studies we chose to do Around the World with Picture Books by Beautiful Feet Books Part 1. And this curriculum covers countries from Africa, Asia, Antarctica, and Australia. So those are the 4 zones that we were learning about. And I will tell you, out of the four, you know, the big 4 curriculum choices of language arts, math, science, social studies, this was our least favorite curriculum. And I know people love Beautiful Feet Books, and I mean, it was fine. It was okay. It was just not my favorite curriculum, and for a few reasons that I will speak to. One of the main reasons that I did not completely just fall head over heels in love with this curriculum is that the author of this curriculum, in it, she flat out writes that some of the book recommendations that she is recommending are out of print and are very hard to source. To me, that is not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that resource would be great, but if it's not easily sourced, if it's no longer in print, why mention it? Maybe Beautiful Feet Books could buy the rights to that and print them, as I know they've done with other books, but like, to me it doesn't really make sense to even mention a resource if it is hard to find. That's, for me, the homeschool parent, like, not helpful. Not helpful at all. That was probably my biggest complaint. My other main complaint with this curriculum is that the book choices, some of them were just a little off. And what I mean by that is a lot of the authors, I mean, this is a cultural studies book. A lot of the authors writing these books were Westerners. So to me, I don't think it is a very representative picture of that culture if you're not using authors who are from those cultures, from those areas. So yeah, that was another one. To go along with the book choices being a little off, some of the content in them just was not to my taste. And I do read most of the books before I present them to my children. Every now and then, I don't have time. Like, I just don't. And there were a few books in here that just reference some dark material. And one of the books I started reading, and both my boys are like, "Mom, this is way too scary. Like, this is way too scary." And I was even, as I was reading it, like, yeah, this is kind of pretty dark, pretty scary. I don't think we're gonna be doing many more books from that author. The 2 book choices that were both my boys thought they were way too scary were both books by Evan Turk. The first one was Grandfather Gandhi, and then the second one was The Storyteller. I just might have very sensitive children, so keep that in mind as well. Now, the final negative thing that I want to speak regarding this curriculum is that I did have to do a lot of like added extras with this curriculum. It wasn't as robust as I had thought, and my intention was to have just a richer curriculum for the cultural experience that I wanted to give for my boys this school year. So I had to add in a lot of extras. So we were doing a lot of YouTube videos from Free School. For example, today we did one on the Egyptian pyramids and on the Sphinx. So I added that in just to kind of build up the curriculum a little bit more. Now, one thing I absolutely love about this curriculum is all the wonderful literature options. Now, I only bought the teacher manual. It would have been outside of our price point to get the entire book pack. And honestly, having picture books, like, it's fun to read them one time, maybe 2 or 3 times, but we honestly, in our house, if my boys love a picture book, then I'll purchase it for them, but we utilize the library a lot. And for this curriculum, the books that come with the literature, or the books that come with the literature pack are these books right here. So there's not that many of them. Let's see if there's another page. Yeah, there's the one more page worth. So there's not that many of them, considering every country has a lot more supplemental book recommendations. And this is what, for me, made this curriculum so wonderful, is utilizing my library and picking up as many of these books as possible. So each country comes with, which I loved, was the library connection, and then the history and biography connection. And just look how, I mean, there's 6 books here alone, whereas Japan, I think, only came with 2 books, if I believe, from the literature pack. Yeah, so these 2 came with the literature pack. The last thing that I absolutely loved about this curriculum was the cultural connection. So for each country, we get to create a dish from that country, or in the case of Japan, we went out for sushi, and it was, I think, the highlight of ending the curriculum for each country. I made it a super big deal that my boys could help me cook the meals. For China, we made this beautiful soup. For Japan, we went out to eat at a sushi restaurant. For Australia, we made this beautiful lamb dish with, what did we go on? Oh, with potatoes on the side. And for Australia, we made the Ernest Shackleton Bannocks. For Morocco, we made a couscous and a lamb tagine. And what we're finishing up with for Egypt, I know we're gonna make a baba ganoush and something else to go along with it, which I think is gonna be delicious. Now, which were our favorite countries? Well, I will say my 2 least favorite countries were China and India. Looking back, Egypt has been a hit, Morocco was a hit, Australia was a hit, because for Australia, I had to add quite a bit to Australia, but we loved Australia. Antarctica was a hit, as was Thailand and Japan. So I think for us as a family, China and India were kind of the flops. And I would also put Australia as a flop if I hadn't have added some of the extras that I did. So final thoughts on this curriculum. I think it is a great curriculum. I think just our other curriculums were just a level above for whatever reason. And this curriculum, I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. But it just, maybe it was user error, possibly, but I just had to supplement a little more because I just wanted a richer program. Now, fun fact, we are going to be moving on to part 2 of this curriculum because I want to finish out the series of Europe and South America, and then the following year is when we start American history. So that is my plan. Oh, and I have a cat. I have a cat right here giving me love. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I try to reply to every single one in a timely manner. And wherever you are, I hope you are having a fantastic day. Bye.